Okay, it's Shannon, Kringen, Goddess Kring, walking the Great Pyrenees in the forest again. And I was just thinking about self-publishing and how I like to self-publish my poetry book and my art book. And instead of submitting my poetry or my art to a bunch of different large companies and trying to get them to say yes to publishing me, I decided I would just publish myself, kind of like when I do my Goddess Kring TV show on public access. That was basically self-publishing television and self-publishing. So I'll flip it around and I'll say, there. Self-publishing. I'm somebody who is a fan of self-publishing and having confidence in yourself and just doing it. And I don't even want to give other companies a chance to reject what I send them. So I guess my style, like my favorite painter, Hundertwasser, he went to art school. And pardon me while I change my hand around. Hundertwasser, my favorite painter, went to art school for about 2 days. And then he dropped out when they told him he had to do things a certain way. Just like my favorite songwriter Tom Petty took like 1 or 2 guitar lessons and then he quit because the guitar teacher, I guess, was kind of stern and told him, you have to do this, son, you can't do that. If you want to play guitar, you got to do it this way and you can't do it that way. And I learned that Ringo Starr is actually left-handed, and when he was a kid, his first drum kit was a right-handed drum kit, and Ringo Starr didn't know that if you look at my green toenails, yay, that's my new color, green toenails. Ringo Starr is left-handed, but he plays right-handed drum kit, and he's done that his whole career apparently, and it gave him a unique style. And he said actually it was an advantage, and then when he learned that he could play a left-handed drum set, he decided, nope, I already like playing left-handed drums on a right-handed drum kit. And I think Jimi Hendrix also used to play like left-handed or right-handed guitars upside down instead of using a left-handed guitar, but correct me if I'm wrong. There's a lot of artists who do their own thing their own way, and my dad actually taught himself how to play guitar, and he likes to play folk guitar acoustic, but he likes to use nylon strings. And apparently my guitar player friend told me, you're not supposed to do it that way. Only classical guitar players are supposed to use nylon strings, and then folk music guitar players are supposed to use metal strings. But I'm not a guitar player, but in my opinion, I mostly play the piano in my own improv way, although I took lessons as a 9-year-old a little bit. But I feel like if you're a musician or an artist, you should do whatever works for you. And if it's following the rules, go ahead. But if you're happier and more comfortable and you do better work when you break the rules, then break the rules and bend the rules. Do your own thing. So I think about that with my self-publishing, my public access TV show. I could not have said, hey, would you like me to do Goddess Kring on regular network TV? Nope. They would have went, nope, no can do. I would have had to do it the mainstream TV way, which I never wanted to do, and I wanted freedom to do my own thing. So I guess I'm walking in the forest with these beautiful dogs, just thinking about self-publishing and self-producing and creating my own style. Even Spike Lee, the film director Spike Lee that went on for mainstream success, his first film, I think is it She's Gotta Have It? Please baby, please baby, please baby, baby baby please. He did that in his own way and did it his way. And I'm just using these as an example, like Hundertwasser, Spike Lee, Ringo Starr, Jimi Hendrix. There's probably other artists too. Miranda July and Amanda Palmer and Miranda July created their careers in their own kind of way. Even Tori Amos actually almost went away from the major label. She's had quite a roller coaster career with the labels in terms of her commercial viability with music, and has had to do, stand up for herself. Tom Petty actually, when he first turned in Free Fallin' Full Moon Fever album in 1989, the record label first rejected it because it sounded so different than his other music. They didn't really see that it had potential, and yet they were wrong about that, obviously. So as an artist, even when you've fully proved yourself in a mainstream way, you still have some people not believing in you. So you, as an artist, the most important thing is to believe in yourself whether you're self-publishing or being published by somebody else, and stand up for yourself and be strong about it and really believe in what you do and do your best. And then I think Meryl Streep even said that some of the parts that she's famous for, they didn't want her for the part. They thought she wasn't pretty enough. And it was her fellow actors that said, hey, I'm not going to do this film unless you hire Meryl Streep to be my, castmate in this film. So there's just an example right there of how even if you're Meryl Streep, you have to stand up for yourself. And whether you're Tom Petty or Meryl Streep or some person like Shannon Kringen that's not very famous, I'm only a teeny bit famous in Seattle, we all have to stand up for ourselves. So my dad should do his music in whatever way he wants, in whatever way that works, in my opinion. Let's see, I forgot. I was going to say something else about self-publishing, believing in yourself, doing your own thing. I think Neil Young is famous for his record label tried to sue him for not sounding enough like Neil Young, which is impossible because he is Neil Young. Instead of doing another Heart of Gold kind of song, he departed after he made a departure in his music and did experimentation with electronic sounds and country and blues and all kinds of other sounds besides his famous Neil Young sound that folk rock sound that he does with Crazy Horse. And he had to stand up for himself and fight for his right to have freedom as an artist. And Prince is also famous for standing up to the record labels. And so I basically, as an artist, you've got to believe in yourself and stand up for what you believe and do the music or visual art or acting or singing or dancing in the way that you want. And that's what I resonate with that, with needing to trust your own intuition, trust your own instinct, and feel free to paint your toenails green if you want, like me.